All right, welcome. So, I'm here to talk about confidence catalysts today. And this is a very quick but deep journey. And I want to talk about what is the catalyst to having confidence. So, it's a program I teach, it's 2 weeks, but it's really to get into your power of daily leadership. And it's especially for sensitive people who value not only inner work, but value efficiency. So, the word efficiency here is important because there's many ways into confidence and they're all really important. Therapy is one of them. But what this is in a group environment, it's an open laboratory for you to express and figure out and hear about the different characters and parts that make up your personality. So you can deep dive into what's wrong about yourself literally forever. But wouldn't it be nice to deep dive into the work, take action in the world, and get immediate feedback? So, you see, the world is filled with leaders who are often perceived as strong, unyielding, and determined. While that's important, it should never overshadow the beautiful, unique strengths of sensitive leaders. And so, sensitive leaders possess a strong makeup of empathy, compassion, and intuition. And when you're attuned to the emotions and the needs of people around you, it can be overwhelming, or you can use your inner self work to understand, have compassion, and keep it moving. So, when you have empathy, compassion, and intuition, it can really get in the way of you taking leadership by thinking, considering, overthinking, but in business or sharing your art or sharing a moment with a person, a romantic partner, friends, loved ones, your own personal leadership means those things are going on and you are still stepping into your leadership. You're still making decisions in the moment. You're not second guessing, third guessing yourself and going home, losing sleep, staying up at night. So we all have different parts, and all of these parts in ourselves have different beliefs, different values, and these parts are from when we're little kids, when we're teenagers, when we're young adults. And all these different parts or characters that make up who we are have big traumas, little traumas that really happened. But instead of focusing on those little and big traumas back then, what we do in this 2 week program is investigate the impact of those moments in life and how they show up now. And so we work mostly with the inner child, the inner teenager, and the inner hag. So the inner child always wants to play with new things, always wants to follow the bright, shiny objects, and also is really sensitive to not feeling invited. The inner teenager is mostly concerned with a sense of belonging, and he or she has those parts that are rebellious and impulsive. And the inner hag is the self doubt, the inner critic. And when we let one of those three parts, and there's many others, but when we let one of those three parts run the show, we're often not being our truest, most cohesive self. So let me give you an example. Sarah, she's in a relationship for 8 months and she still feels like she can't fully speak up, still, after all the work she's done. And here's why: her inner teenager thinks that if she speaks up, she will offend him and he'll run away. So her trust issues as a teenager is strongly impacting her as a 40-something-year-old woman now. Or how about Teresa? She's continuously attracting the same low paying job and she's wildly overqualified, except she has an inner nag that is telling her constantly she's too stupid, she's not ready, she's not important, she has to go back to school. So, wouldn't it be really nice to know which pattern in your life is running the show that you don't see? And this character could be fleeting, and sometimes they run your dating life or your work or your sales calls. Sometimes they show up on dates. Sometimes they show up and say yes to events or obligations when it's really a no. So once you become mad familiar with the characters in yourself, instead of pushing it away and thinking, oh, I wish I wasn't like that, you start to learn from their wisdom. and you start to learn from what those parts have to tell you now in this life, in this present moment. So, if it's a fraud voice, if it's a self doubt voice, you start to get curious about it. And because you're sensitive, you already have the ability to go beyond the surface and to understand that in interactions, there's a lot of characters and a lot of parts at play. And wouldn't it be nice to have the skill to make that sensitivity work for you instead of it becoming head noise? So, what I want to say to all of you, my sensitive leaders, is this: your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a great source of strength in your leadership. Your empathy, your self conflicting ideas is not just vulnerable, but a powerful tool for you to connect with others and understand them. And your ability to feel is not a liability, but an asset for inspiring change and creating a positive impact on other sensitive people. So bringing these parts into visibility, into Be Witnessed in this small deep dive of a 2-week program of men and women, we witness each other and we witness each other's parts. And here's the coolest thing: if you're shy, if you're introverted, you don't even need to get the spotlight or attention, but by watching other people share, you get what you came for. So, visibility for sensitive people can be really overwhelming. And a lot of times there's avoidance or running away. But here, visibility means you just show up and see what happens. Don't prepare. Come as a mess. Show up and be like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Because that brings up your authenticity, your vulnerability. And then when you're watching other people and you're sharing your own experience, you get something out of just that. No, there's no way to win. So let me be clear: being a visible leader does not mean you're being an open book, share all your warts. But it means at the end of this 2-week program, you'll be able to find a balance between sharing and protecting yourself. And leading with that kind of clarity feels so fucking good. And then you take it and you lead in your daily life. That means when you're in a Zumba class, you lead. When you're choosing which food to eat, when you're asking somebody on a date, when it's time to leave a date, how to understand why you repeat the same shit over and over. What you'll get from the Confidence Catalyst is how to do it, when to do it, and then how to be with yourself after you make a choice. So if you think always, people are mad at me, or this romantic partner is going to leave, am I going to fuck this up again? Why do I have a million women friends? Like, if you ask these questions to yourself, I know that this program will work for you. We've done it a bunch of times already. We're going to use the alchemy of awkwardness. And it's a 2-week journey. We meet for 3 virtual live sessions. And then in between, we stay connected through Voxer. And so if this is calling to you in any way, feel into your body. Do not overthink if you should do this program or not. We meet Saturdays at 11 a.m., 3 Saturdays in a row. We uncover a bunch of shit. Then you live your life. You come back and see if it's working. So see you there. If you're interested, click the link below. It's $111. Don't say no to yourself for something so easy and simple. And I'll see you there.